everybody? It's your boy Ghost here, and today, I know I look different. Don't look at my hair. I don't like it. It was a mistake. It will be going back as soon as possible, okay? Okay, let's get into this. First off, I just want to say thank you so much for the guys for the support you guys showed in the channel lately. I've gained at least like, what, maybe 10, 20 subs in the past couple of days. Plus the freaking build video that I thought was going to be a regular build video just hit 2,000 views, which is now currently my most viewed video. So, first, I just want to say thank you. And also, I'm back from my trip. But we're going to jump in we're going to do a little bit of a DBD news roundup because a whole bunch of news dropped on DBD while I was gone, along with the teaser for the new killer. So, let's get into this. First off, it could be two things here. One of them very more likely than the other one. Okay, so the one is, there's a teaser for the new killer, and this is, sadly, probably a Chucky killer. And I'm going to be very, very sad if it is. Deliberately because, bro, what is this man going to do? What is Chucky going to do in DVD? They're going to have to give it. I was never really the biggest fan of Chucky, so I honestly have no idea what they could do for his power. But what I do know about him is he's just a doll that's possessed by a serial killer. And that's pretty much it. So people think it's Chucky because this chapter is obviously a licensed chapter. They already told us. They've got the different knives, and this knife supposedly looks very similar to the one that Chucky uses. But the theory that before going to that, also the stool. The stool is kind of like it makes it seem like the person that used to get this knife that is now missing needed the stool to get up there. So that's the main reason people think it's Chucky, and I'm very disappointed. But I'm not disappointed, but why is the question. The answer is why, because I don't know what he would do. I mean, I guess it's cool to have another horror icon, but still. Now, the one that I'm kind of subscribing to, that I want it to be, is that this is an announcement that Michael is getting a rework. Because everyone say all these knives are of killers who've gotten rework. Because I'll get to this later, Trickster just got a rework, Clown got a rework, Legion got a rework, and this looks also eerily similar to Michael's knife. And I'm like, hey man, we've been waiting on this Michael rework. But they also said, I'm pretty sure they said in a tweet before that they're looking at getting him changed, but they haven't started yet. And it'd be kind of weird for them to say, hey guys, to go from we haven't started yet to it's complete in a couple of days, but we'll see. Either way, I'm excited for new content. Apparently the PTB goes live tomorrow, which I will be streaming, and I'll have a video out on that as well. So let's get into the next one. Stranger Things is back. Be happy. Clap it up. But yeah, Stranger Things is back for Stranger Things Day that happened yesterday. Hawkins will be returning. If you guys did not know, I just found this out literally a couple hours ago. Paulie Esther, the Fog Whisperer, has a freaking Easter egg on this map in the secret room by the greenhouse. Had no clue this whole time. But yeah, so they basically go over that why it was removed. Long story short, Netflix didn't want to give them the license to give it back, but now it's back again. All the stuff is back, but the more important part is about the perks. We're going to read this. What about the perks? Initially, the perks will return to Stranger Things perks in original flavor text and icons, but will remain general perks for now, like they said, for now. In a later patch, they will return to being character-specific perks and only be unlockable with the Prestige system or through the Shrine of Secrets, as with other character-specific perks. If you have already leveled up a character with these perks with general perks, what you have unlocked will remain unlocked, but you will not be able to increase this tier of perk any further until that has been unlocked. So if you unlock the tier 1 inner healing and unlock tier 1 inner healing / inner strength on Kate, for example, you will not be able to unlock further tiers unless you purchase the character perk from the Shrine of Secrets or level up Nancy Prestige 1 to unlock the perks that way. So I was a little bit curious about this. I mean, I guess this is cool. Like, okay, they're going to give them their perks back. Because, like, for me personally, I've been avoiding pre-3ing Steve and Nancy because I've been going through prestiging all my killers and survivors, trying to get them all at P3. I've been avoiding them because I haven't known whether or not if you prestige them that their perks will get upgraded, and they haven't said anything about it. Now they know that, hey, we're going to bring their perks back to them. But I'm assuming they're having this feature in for later because like they confirmed later down in the article that this is not a guaranteed thing that they're going to stay forever. So, yeah. I would say get them now if you can. The achievements are still going to be the same. No more Stranger Things content is coming other than this right now. And is this content only coming back for a limited time? As with all other live services, frequent updates and additions and the occasional change are being expected. Our intention is to always ensure the legacy of all the characters in our game. While we can't predict the future of any changes that may occur, our goal remains to get our players the best gaming experience possible. It is important to note that except for the Hawkins Underground Complex being completely removed, all players who own Stranger Things content did not experience any change in the gameplay appearance with the removal of the content. This is why we encourage players to buy the DLC in order to ensure their gaming experience remains intact. So, they're basically saying, if Netflix decides to take it away from me again, we can't do anything about it. So, if you want to get it now. By the way, pour one out. Not even pour one out. I don't know why y'all did this. I feel so bad for all those people that spent $100, $200, $300 on this DLC. Oh, you know what? I gotta go check. I need to go check CD Keys. I need to see if the price dropped. Yeah, so currently the Stranger Things chapter of Dead by Daylight on CD Keys is $235. And I know it was higher beforehand. I'm pretty sure it was around like $400 to $500 at one point. If you paid $500 for this DLC, you should be ashamed of yourself. And if you did it recently, you should be more ashamed of yourself. Moving forward. Okay, we're going to move into the dev update. So, we're getting player cards. A new customization option has arrived. Player cards are decorative banners and badges, which will appear in the top right corner of various menus. Your player cards will also be featured in the post-match scoreboard so other players can see them as well. So, this is what they look like. I'm going to be honest with you, they look kind of mid. Like, this is just another thing to clog inventory, but overall it looks cool. I hope they add more down the line. Banners and badges can be mixed and matched as you please, as higher rarity ones will be more detailed, with some even more being animated. Like other cosmetics, you'll be able to earn them in various ways, such as events, the Rift, and through login rewards or promo codes, and so on. With this update, we've also cleaned up the menus and moved your player level and grades to a new player profile accessible by clicking on your badge. A small selection of player cards will be available starting with this update, but you can expect to see a wider range of choices appearing over time. Okay, so this is what I meant by the Trickster rework. So, basically, I'll give you the TLDR. So, they basically wanted Trickster to be more of a rapid fire killer. So they want him to continuously be throwing knives like a machine gun. So to do that, this is what they did. So the Trickster now throws 4 blades per second instead of 3 by default, and his throw rate no longer increases after each blade is thrown. So it will automatically always be 4 blades per second instead of 3 blades and then ramping up. To keep this from feeling fair for survivors, we have also increased the laceration meter to 8 hits, was 6, as well as the decreased time before decay is from 10, though down to 10 was 15. This means that the laceration meter will fill at the same rate as before, but successfully dodging blades will be a little more rewarding. Lastly, the recoil when rapidly throwing blades can be tricky to deal with, particularly for those playing on controller. Therefore, we removed the recoil entirely. This will make your blades easier to control, making them feel more skill dependent, and the downside, you won't be able to blame recoil for blades that you missed. Good. Okay, so they also moved him to a 4.6, so he now moves at 115 movement speed. Cool. This puts him on par with other fast killers as a result. The Trickster's terror radius has been increased from 32 was 24. This is cool and all, but I'm pretty sure so his terror radius and his lullaby range is the same now? I don't really know what his lullaby range on his lullaby is, so we'll see. Yeah, moving forward, he'll be able to close the gap a bit better. Combined with these changes, will also leave the Trickster feeling much more agile and fast-paced. And some more buffs coming on. Main event allows you to throw even more blades even faster. However, this required you to hit quite a few blades to activate first, taking several chases to charge up. This made it feel fairly rare for the killer, but also made it a little more frustrating if you happen to be the unlucky survivor to be caught when it was finally activated. As a result, we were making the following changes. Main event requires 6 blades to charge, was 30. The main event duration has been reduced to 5 seconds, was 10. So, after reading this, it gives me a little chuckle. This made it feel very rare for the killer, but also made it a little frustrating for it to be if you happen to be the unlucky survivor to be caught when it was finally activated. Reading this, the first thing that popped in my mind was, okay, so we're gonna make it so you're not gonna feel unlucky that it activated on you, because now it'll activate on everybody in the chase, because now it activates in 6 knives. So if they said it takes 8 knives to deal damage, hold on, let me read that. Make sure I read that correctly. 4 blades second. Yeah, so laceration meter to 8 hits. So it takes 8 hits to down somebody, and it takes. I'm trying to count if it's 8 or 9. I'm pretty sure the laceration meter 8 or 9 because it says increase the laceration meter to 8 hits. So this could either mean it takes 8 hits to fill the laceration meter and the 9th to down, or is it 8 hits altogether? I'm pretty sure it's 8. So we move. So every chase, Trickster's going to be getting main event. So now nobody feels unlucky because it happens to everybody. And the Trickster's like, yeah, you can use it more often. But now even better, because I'm pretty sure they have not changed this, Trickster still has his ultra rare to be able to reload immediately upon using main event. And if this is true, this is going to be really annoying. Moving forward, Made for This finally got a nerf. Let's talk about it. Made for This. Even a small speed boost can be a big difference in the right hand, making some survivors very difficult to catch. Since Made for This would activate as soon as the survivor became injured, this perk often became unavoidable. To make this fair and create opportunities for killers to play around it, we have added an additional condition to the haste effect. After healing another survivor, gain the endurance status effect for 6, 8, and 10 seconds, unchanged, while you are affected by deep wounds. I repeat, Made for This will only give you the speed boost while affected by deep wounds. You run 3% faster. Since this is a much more situational, this effect now applies while exhausted as well. So, as you can be exhausted, I'm assuming the best combination of this is gonna be with Dead Hard. You're gonna combine Made for This with Dead Hard, which in my opinion, I already did. I already used Made for This with Dead Hard, so I'll be fine. But I don't think I'm gonna use it anyway. Plus, Made for This, the only reason people use it was because of the speed boost, but I also gave you the endurance status effect, but it's not even the best endurance status effect person to give it to. Well, it's not even the best way to get endurance status effect because Buckle Up exists already. So, moving on. Garden of Joy is getting a rework. Joy for some at least. We have gathered and reviewed feedback of the Garden of Joy map, and in this update we'll be making a series of changes to improve the gameplay. First, we turned our attention to windows in the large house. Previously, there were several strong windows which granted survivors plenty of distance each time they were vaulted, making some chases drag on. We reviewed the layouts of these windows and breakable walls to make chases and building fair. Second, we have rebalanced several pallets loops to bring them closer to the sweet spot where they are both useful to survivors and have the potential for the killers to play around them. We also have cleaned up certain loops and removed some small objects which players might bump into by mistake. Lastly, we have made a few art changes throughout the map to both improve visibility of objects which block your path and introduce small pieces of lore throughout the environment. Okay, so I'm thinking right here that I thought I could get a picture of this. Okay, so I was thinking that by saying like they're going to add get rid of and change some of the stronger palettes that can't be reworked, I'm assuming they're talking about this palette that spawns right here. This palette is probably the strongest palette on this map, if I had to say. Because so you immediately have to break it. Because if you don't break it, you're not catching the survivor. So if they have that, but it's also the longest loop to loop around to get back to the palette. So you got to have a lot of distance. So it's pretty balanced. But they might be talking about this. Now the windows on this map were strong. I don't want them to get rid of the window on this side of the map with the Genesis. I think that's pretty stupid to get rid of. But they can make it so that this window right here behind the plant and the window in the kitchen cannot be open at the same time. Because those can be fairly strong, especially that one in the kitchen. So if they can both not be open at the same time, that'd be great. And that's all I could think about that could be really strong. Maybe some car loops. The car loops in this map, besides this loop over here on the left with the freaking fences and this car loop in the middle, are pretty strong too. Red Forest. The Red Forest is home to both Mother's Dwelling and Temple of Purgation. We have similarly reviewed the feedback of both maps and making a series of changes to improve the gameplay on them as well. So they're making them smaller. Great. This can cause survivors in gameplay. They're making the two maps smaller. This can cause some gameplay issues, costing the killer a lot of time to cross from one end to the other in search for survivors. We are also reducing the size of both maps to bring them in line with the rest of the realm. So, good. Second, we reviewed various pallet loops and reduced the amount of vegetation surrounding them, making it easier to identify loops at a glance. Okay, so cool. But that's pretty much it for the DBD roundup. Let me know what you guys think the new killer is going to be. I was kind of hoping for Springtrap. I ain't gonna cap. I know I do enjoy some Five Nights at Freddy's. It was fun game. Plus, I just saw the movie. The movie was great. A part of me was kind of hoping for Springtrap, so we'll see. But he also does use a knife in the movie. He uses a knife. It's still possible. Who knows? I'm pretty sure this pretty much completely cuts out Predator. People thought Predator was gonna come right after Alien. Who knows? But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for all the love on the channel lately. I appreciate you so much. We're closing on 100 subs. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that, but we might do something. Hope you guys have a good one. Remember, stay safe, stay spooky, and I love you. Peace.